Hey guys, coming to you on a very hot and steamy evening in the mountains of southeast Kentucky with a really crazy idea. I'm doing an experiment. So coffee bedding for your coop there is something I've read about, and I really would like to try it, but I don't have it around here. So in one of my chicken groups on Facebook, they were talking about making it yourself, and I'm like, oh, that would be so cool because we consume a lot of coffee, in case you hadn't noticed. And the only problem, pardon me as I clean out my husband's truck, the only problem is that the suggestion was to bake it or dry it in the sun. Here's the problem with that. Baking it, nobody's got time for that. It's too hot in the house this time of year. Tomorrow the heat index is supposed to be like 105. I'm not heating up the house. But what I do have is my husband's truck and a very large tray. So I'm going to try, if we tried to do this in the sun, the cats would be in it for sure. They've already torn out my brand new strawberry plants going to the bathroom around them. So we're going to try it. And I'm going to let it dry in this oven, sitting here in the driveway for a few days. And I will catch you on the other side to see how it turns out and if it makes my coop smell amazing. If I open that door and it smells like coffee, I am going to be a very happy woman. Well, it's been a few days. I think it's been maybe 3 days. And this smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to take it up to the coop and see how it works in there. And I think what we'll do is we'll just dry our grounds every week and add that as bedding in the coop. Hey guys, welcome to the homestead. Actually, this is the end of the video. I don't need to say that. I was going through and clearing up some footage on my phone, and I realized that I never ended the dried coffee video. Someday I'll get it edited. But I'm up here with the chickens, and I just cleaned out the coop yesterday, and that was what made me think of it. So I've spent the last probably 2 months drying our coffee grounds in the sun and using them to top off our bedding in the coop. And I know some of the chicken groups will tell you, you're going to kill your chickens. You're not going to kill your chickens. Chickens are, one, they're pretty hardy, and two, they're not dumb. So, I'm watching the kitties. So they, my takeaway from it is it's a viable option. It's definitely a viable option, but not by itself. It really is something that you're going to need to do in tandem with, like, see, we have a wood floor in there, which is not ideal. It's always got to be covered. This time what I did is I used like a pine, it's almost like sawdust. It's like, I think they usually use it for horse bedding, but it was cheap. It was maybe $6. So I put a real thick layer, put a whole bag of that down, and then I'll just top it with the coffee grounds. What I had been doing, I just topped whatever I had in there. I didn't start with the coffee grounds. I just was adding it on top, and that actually worked out pretty good. It did help keep the smell down. I feel like it actually helped with the flies a little bit, because the flies were not horrible once I started doing that. They really toned down a little bit. The one thing that I did notice it really did help with, I have a couple of ornery teenage hens that are, they have a habit of laying under the roost bars, and that makes for some pretty gross eggs. And I'll rinse them off and use them, but I'm not going to sell them. And so it did help deter that. They didn't want to get down and make a nest in that. Now, fresh bedding and not a full layer of coffee, they're back in the corner under the roost bars laying eggs. I'm not happy about it, but soon enough. I've got another batch getting ready to go in. It's just about dry, and then I have another batch to dry. So every week, pretty much, we drink a lot of coffee. So, well, I say we. It's mostly my husband. You would never know he's highly caffeinated. Anyway, it's one more input that you don't have to bring in from off of the homestead. Well, I mean, I guess you have to buy the coffee, but you're buying that anyway, and that's a consumable. But this is just making it so that there isn't any waste. Every part of it's getting used. We use the unbleached filters, so the filters actually go right in my compost bin. I toss everything in my compost bin, like the insides of the toilet paper rolls and paper towel rolls, coffee filters. If I happen to use paper towels, which I don't use a lot of them because mostly I use on paper towels, but I'll use them sometimes. I use them sometimes for like grease stains and stuff. That goes right in the compost. We have trash pickup here, which is something we didn't have in New Jersey. It was so bizarre. Like, we're literally out in the middle of nowhere and we have trash pickup. But we didn't have it like 10 miles out of the city limits in New Jersey. So bizarre. Anyway, we are limited to like 6 or 10 bags a week, and we never hit that, like, ever. Because we do try, like all the food scraps go to the chickens. Paper waste, like, we either burn it, compost it, or use it for sheet mulching. And we do, I mean, we order a lot of things as far as Amazon and Walmart because we're not anywhere near, we're 45 minutes basically to any big stores. So we do have to order a lot of that stuff. So, I mean, it's inputs, but it's inputs that aren't going to waste. Cat Noir, get your tail. Anyway, this is life. So takeaway on the coffee bedding, it is a viable option. Try it, see if your girls like it. If not, you've only wasted a little bit of time. You never know. You never know. It was one of those weird things that I saw on the internet, and I said, you know what? We drink a lot of coffee. I could do that. I'm already composting everything else. So with that said, it is a beautiful fall evening here in Southeast Kentucky, and I'm going to sign off and finish checking on my girls. I got eggs in my pocket. I got to remember that so I don't have a pocket omelet. I did that for the first time ever 2 weeks ago. I made a pocket omelet. I fell going down the mountain, and I had eggs in my pocket. In the years that I've had chickens, I've never done that until recently. Go figure. It was not fun. Not fun. So have a great night, y'all, and we'll hope to see you again soon.